All That Breeze is a documentary that I watched on HBO or Crave TV here in Canada that carries HBO.
Haven't watched the film yet.
Well, you have to watch it. I really like it. So it's done by Shaunak Sen. This is an immersive documentary. Okay, it's not talking heads. It's sort of fly on the wall. And the way he did that is he stayed for months and months until they just literally thought he was a fly in the wall.
Yeah.
From their makeshift bird hospital in their tiny, dank basement, the brothers care for thousands of these creatures that drop daily from New Delhi's smog-choked skies. They literally fall from the sky, Brian. And as environmental toxicity and civil unrest escalate, the relationship between this Muslim family and the neglected kite, the black kite bird, forms a poetic chronicle of the city's collapsing ecology and rising social tensions. The Times UK says Sen's mesmerizing masterpiece is also a worrying look at how pollution and overpopulation are placing an intolerable strain on the balance between humans and nature. So I got interested and I started digging around. Now, part of it is because kite flying in India is very popular, as it is in many parts of the world.
Like regular kites, not the bird.
There's some sort of diamond sharp string that they use to cut down other people's kites in competitions, and the government banned it, but he said almost every kite still has that string on it, so it's cutting the wings of these poor birds. But it's also the pollution, and they struggled with pollution in the show. It's bad for particularly 3 months of the year in the early winter, it's largely from people burning crops and other things. But they had air purifiers in the house, and they would talk about it. It was a daily conversation at dinner, and their air purifier would have this red light on it, and it would say, things are really bad right now. And yeah, so I've got a fast fact for you here, if you don't mind. Every 2 minutes, one person dies from air pollution in India, and that was 1.2 million people in 2017. 1.2 million people in one country dying from air pollution. It's incredible. 18% of all deaths in India are from air pollution. So 18%, almost 1 in 5 of everybody dying is dying from the goddamn air in India. It's just incredible. Now, I would like to think that it's an easy fix. Electrify the transportation, but it's not that easy. People are staying indoors, and even in cars, even driving in cars is dangerous. So your Tesla
Bioweapon
bioweapon
defense
defense mode
mode.
would be particularly useful in India, in New Delhi.
Mm-hmm.
So schools close, and even rich people have air sealed houses. Air sealing in India is important for different reasons than it is here in our cold climate. It's to keep the damn air out, and they have air purifiers. And these guys were lucky enough to have air purifiers. They have a business in their home where they assemble lotion dispensers. So that's going on at a workbench constantly while they're saving these birds at another workbench. And, the air pollution instruments don't even go high enough to measure what happens there now. So agricultural burning, is upwind from them in Delhi, and the sort of this mountain range sort of keeps the air in. Burning of crops because there's not enough water, so climate change has made it necessary to burn crops more now than it did before climate change was showing its ugly face. Cement and construction dirt roads. Cement and construction is a big thing. I don't quite understand where all the particulate matter comes from that, but dirt roads are more common, so that gets whipped up with people driving on various vehicles. Firewood for cooking. A lot of people who are too poor for sort of a middle-class lifestyle will use firewood and coal for cooking, as you know, and 30% of the pollution comes from households overall. Garbage burning is also a thing. Even firecrackers contribute significantly to the particulate matter because
Wow.
of the cultural preference for it. So there's also a lot of weather inversions to cold air under hot air. And 6 years of life expectancy is reduced if you live in the city. 6 years, which is incredible. And also developmental problems for children, which is going to, that's going to affect the next generation and generations after that if it's not fixed. They put up a couple of air purifiers on towers as a desperate move, like industrial grade. It's almost science fiction-y on
Yeah.
towers, and it's got only like a 1 kilometer radius that it works well with, which is like half a mile. So even newborn a newborn baby there is considered a smoker, Brian. This comes out of the hatch, it's considered a smoker because it's the mom has inhaled that air and it's gotten into the baby. So on its first day, it is smoking the equivalent of 10 to 15 cigarettes. A baby, a newborn baby, just by breathing in the house. It's ridiculous. So doctors, they say they never see any pink lungs, even in teenagers. It's all bad lungs. And it's incredible. And part of the problem can be solved by electrification, especially two-wheel transportation. But anyway.
Yeah, and it's called All That Breathes.